What's going on, guys? Jared Romero here again from All Wrapped Up Customs 505. Today we are going to do a install on the Jeep JK 08 Wrangler that we worked on a little bit earlier, putting the vapor canister on, and we are going to be doing a video on the linkage for the windshield wiper. Last winter we were driving and the passenger side gave out. The driver's side worked for a little bit. That continued for a little bit. We used it here and there, and then the other side gave out. You can still hear the motor, and it still is trying to operate them, but both the linkages are broken. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about now in a second. Let's get started. So this is the new linkage, brand new, and the problem that occurs, and you can do it one of two ways. There's this piece, that's not what broke on ours. What broke on ours is this piece right here. These little things get worn out and then they just pop out, and then this thing will just start going freely without even trying to move a wiper. You can order one of these. I paid $40 for this, plus I think it was like 16, so like 50 bucks altogether with shipping and everything. For a brand new one, I just would rather have a brand new one instead of trying to fix something broken. But you can also buy the bushing sets for these, about $5 at Napa, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, all those places, and I've seen a video on them installing this and fixing it. Kind of takes a little bit of time. You have to get it to fit the right way. You have to get this bushing to fit the correct. You have to shave it down and get it. It's just too much work for me, honestly. I just would rather just pop this on, 2 bolts, the motor, and you're done. So let's get. In order to perform this install, you're going to need a T30 Torx bit to take out these. Okay, and you are going to need a 13mm as well and you're going to need to, so try not to break these. The way I did it was I pushed forward on this end thing, which pops these side pieces out, and it just pops forward. And then your 13mm right here, and we will be taking off the windshield wipers, and I will be jumping to that part once I get all this off, and I'll show you guys how we're going to take off the linkage. Okay? Alrighty, guys, I forgot to tell you too, we have to remove 1, 2, 3, 4 pop rivets. Now you can find these and replace these. They're not very expensive, but try not to break them. They're pretty easy to remove. I just stuck with little, so these get just pushed in here. What I did is I got a screwdriver until it was about that much out, and then I got my wrench, and then I just slid it in there, and they all just popped out. So it's not hard to take that out, but you got to take that off before you take this whole piece off. If not, you're going to break this plastic mesh cover that protects the motor of the windshield wiper. But let's get this thing off. Okay, so we pulled off the top piece, and you still see this is that piece that protects the motor. The motor's right here. And you'll get to see it when I take this thing off. But you're going to have 2 more pop rivets once you take the 4 off, which will allow you to take the top off, but you got to get these 2, I don't know if you guys can see them, but there's one right there, and then there's one on the other side. Same thing, we're just going to stick a screwdriver under there, pry them out, and then this whole thing, these are just clipped in, so you just pull these forward. Once those are popped in, this whole piece will just pop right out. So we'll jump to that after we get. Okay, once you get that little cover off the motor, what we're going to do is we're going to pop this thing up, this little red tab. It's going to release the electrical connection, and then we're going to unbolt the 2 13mm on each side, and then we're going to take the motor off, swap the motor onto the other linkage, and throw this away, because if you guys can see, this is the middle part, and the other part on that side are what gave out. I don't know if you guys could see where this linkage connects, and I'll show you guys more when we take it off, but that's what broke apart and gave a piece. You guys can fix this. You just buy this new little white piece that I'm playing with right here. $5 and you can replace it. I would just not rather have any more problems and just have a brand new spanking piece right there. So we'll jump to switching the motor onto the new one. Now if you're choosing to go the route that I'm going, and you're going to replace the entire linkage, or you're going to replace the linkage and you're going to put a new motor, you're gonna need a 12mm to take the nut off of this, which I just did, which is right here. You got to take that off first. Then you're gonna need to take your Torx that you took off the cover from, and you're gonna need to remove all 3 of these screws. Once you get those removed, you're good to go, and you just reverse install onto the new one, the new linkage, and then put it all back on. So we're gonna jump to how it looks after the motor's installed on the new linkage.